That's a pretty good question. Here's another one. How can you hit a target you do not have? Besides, planes are built for flying. Ships are built for sailing. Houses are built for living. And man, too, was built for purpose. He was designed for accomplishment. He's engineered for success. He's endowed with the seeds of greatness. And the greatest danger we as human beings have is when we do not do anything at all. People today complain of lack of time. It's not lack of time that's the problem, it's the lack of direction. Are you a wandering generality, or are you a meaningful, specific? Are you going to work tomorrow because that's what you did yesterday? If that's the reason you're going tomorrow, you won't be as good tomorrow as you were yesterday because you're 2 days older and no closer to the goal you do not have. What about you personally? Have you got your goals laid out? Are you a meaningful specific, or are you a wandering generality?
See, you are part of an equation, and you are needed. Part of why we should begin to look at how we give up our lives, that we've got to begin to see, what is it that I'm supposed to do? What is my life work? And then give ourselves to that. Because as we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you, as you begin to take on this new era that we're in, if you decide that I'm going to begin to start living life, I'm going to start giving more of myself, I'm going to start putting out more, contributing more to life. Here's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you that life will take on a whole new meaning for you. I guarantee you that life takes on a whole new dimension. That you'll be happier, you have a greater sense of happiness and fulfillment in life, that now you will begin to take off on some new paths to some newer horizons. That you'll begin to see life totally different than most people.
You got to have those long-range goals. And the rule is a simple one. You go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you'll always be able to see further. Are you a wandering generality, or are you a meaningful specific?
And most of us go through life because we're not using that which we've been given, that we are punished, that we're going through life getting up in the morning with no reason to get up. There's a scripture, when I heard it, I couldn't understand it. I say, how cold? He that hath shall get, and he that hath not, even that he has shall be taken away. He that hath a generous view of life, he that has courage, he that hath initiative, he that hath resourcefulness.
I say it with all of my heart. I know in my mind that man was designed for accomplishment, that he's engineered for success, that he is endowed with the seeds of greatness.
You're listening to TW3 Radio, inspiring, informative, and entertaining talk and music for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
Why is it that people don't want to grow? Why is it that they just settle for being less than what they are capable of being? Why is it they shy away from doing their stuff and challenging themselves and taking life on and making it an exciting adventure? Why is it? Because living your dream, it's hard, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard living your dream. We are in charge of our attitudes. And when you're in charge of your attitude, you say, if it's hard, then do it hard. I won't allow this to stop me. I don't have the option of easy. I don't have the option, and I don't think you do, or any of us do, of going around trying to find a dream that's a little dream that doesn't require much responsibility, or not too stressful, or won't be too much of a hassle. No, no, no. I am convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. An optimist sees an opportunity in every calamity. A pessimist sees a calamity in every opportunity. What can make it okay? Your attitude about it. That you decide that this is not going to determine who I am. Charles Swindoll said about attitude, he said, the longer I live, the more I realize the impact attitude has on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures and successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearances, giftedness, or skill. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play the one string we have, and that is our attitude.
If there's anything in life that you don't currently have right now, it's because of who you are and how you think. And I know you're strong enough to do it because you're human. And every human has what it takes to get past whatever they're going through if they decide to. Push through it. Push through it. Tragedy and trials come to everybody. Only the strong survive. Y'all running from pain. Y'all running from challenges. You telling me how difficult your life is. Do you understand it is the difficulty that's going to prepare you and take you to that next level? I'm here just like you here, and I promise you, I ain't leaving without the degree. I will not leave without that goal. I will not leave without that dream. I will not leave this university until I'm successful. I will not leave this job. I will not leave this client. I will not leave this opportunity until I get it.
You're listening to TW3 Radio, inspiring, informative, and entertaining talk and music for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
Look what you did there, and you can't do that. And who are you, Terry? Who are you to go and talk to hundreds of people about business? You're a failure. You went bankrupt. Well, let me tell you something. I figured out a way not to do business. And you need to know this. And Les tells a story about where he was playing Connect Four. I don't know if y'all know Connect Four. It's this little checkers game that you play. And he's playing with his son, and he's playing. He played for hours with his son. And he says, son, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired. He says, Dad, one more game. And he said, son, I'm bored. I'm tired. He goes, listen, it's not over until I win. And finally his son won, and they could quit playing. And he says, Les says, how many of us would find so much more success if we'd have the attitude of that little child? It ain't over until I win. This ain't over until I win. I'm still going to play this game. I'm still going to be involved. I'm still going to be engaged till I get my breakthrough.
TerryWilson3.com, home of TW3, the most powerful marketing tools, training, and technology on planet Earth. Get ready to earn, enjoy, and experience more than you ever dreamed was possible. If you're tired of just getting by and ready to really thrive, then buckle in and listen up. Here's your host, Terry Wilson.
Behave, Reagan.
I didn't say anything yet.
I know,
Can't be mad.
I know you want to. I can see it in your face.
I'm not saying nothing. It's not like anything important happened over the last week.
I have been out of pocket. Has anything happened on the news? Or?
Oh, yeah. Actually, Elon Musk is now the richest man.
Well, that's some good news.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
Rather him than the Amazon guy. Of course, I don't have anything. I don't know. I'm not taking sides. What am I talking about?
I've heard he's not.
I just feel like in this environment, everybody's got to be on a side.
Yeah. I'm Elon Musk's side as opposed to the other bald guy. I don't remember his name.
The other bald guy?
Yeah.
What, Steve Jobs?
No, he's dead. The one that's living, Amazon's guy.
Well, if you can't pick on the dead, who can you?
That's disrespectful.
Is there a reason? I guess you're not supposed to.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to show them respect. No, but I don't know about you. I don't know how you invest in stocks or if you do or whatever, but I've had this horrible pattern with Tesla stocks where So I see that it's rising, but I get in at the right time and I invest. The first time I invested and I made a little bit of money, but then I pulled out because I was like, well, cut your losses when you're ahead, right? That's like the golden rule in investing. At least that's what I've heard.
Capture your wins.
Right. And so if I make a 10% win on something, I'm going to take it and then run.
But then you've got opportunity loss that you didn't calculate.
Yeah, well, so this last time I invested, didn't make any money, didn't lose any money. I left it in there for about a month and nothing really happened. Then 2 weeks following that is when Tesla stock blew up. And I missed out on like $500 or something like that. Like, I'm not even joking.
See, you lost money. There you go. Well, you lost opportunity. It's
right.
Not, it's not like
I didn't lose money.
It's not like someone came in your apartment and took $500 out.
Yeah, but somebody expected. I did not expect Tesla stock to blow up like it did. Yeah. And now it's too late. Like, you can't.
Well, now's not the time.
You can't jump in now.
We're offering no investment advice on this.
I'll give investment advice. Don't invest in Tesla right at this moment.
I've only got one major stock and I've always won on it. I invest in my own business. But it's true.
And index funds. Invest in index funds.
Yeah, I have invested in some index funds and stuff like that. Yeah. Got some other things. Hey, but we got a relative that's made a ton of money in the stock market this past year. Funny man, Chris Root.
Yeah.
He invested in this battery outfit out of either China or Japan or something, and got in right when, I think it was China, got right in when it was nothing. And then some other major players and the government got involved. And now he is like, he took $1 and turned it into $100.
That's awesome.
So he's going to be the new Chris Buffett over there.
That's nice. It's always nice when you have a little bit of insider information, like, someone's going to do well.
Yeah.
Like Nvidia, it's a graphics card model thing. They compete with AMD. So anytime one's releasing the other one, and AMD has a cycle of like trying to show Nvidia up because they've always been like the little brother.
Yeah.
And so Nvidia released some new graphics cards, and I immediately that day, as soon as I saw them, invested in AMD, and then they released their versions of the graphics card, and their stock went.
Well,
it made me happy.
That's why you should, if you're going to invest in single stocks, always invest in an industry, in an area
that you kind of know.
You know about.
Yeah. And also, don't invest what you can't afford to lose.
That's exactly right, because it is gambling at the end of the day.
Yeah. Hey, gambling's fun.
Oh, hush. Guys, tonight is episode 448, and we're going to get off of that right now. Tonight, Reagan, we're talking about how to write your own stimulus check. Now, I need to clarify something. I am not belittling or making light of the fact that people are hurting right now and any little bit that they can get right now, because businesses are shutting down in some areas of the country. People, because of this just crazy extended 2020, has been hurt by it. So don't hear me when I say, that you should, there's no attitude, there's no meaning, there's no political undercurrent. I'm just telling you, we talked about this a couple of weeks back on the podcast about even why I'm getting so jazzed about health. I like being in control of my own destiny. I like having, my hand on the wheel a little bit and not feeling like I am tossed about based on some sort of political climate or whim or politician or whatever. I like the thing that's addictive to me about entrepreneurialism is, at the end of the day, I know the owner of my company. I trust the owner of my company. That's why and I was being a little facetious, but I'm being very true. I invest most of my investment dollars go back into my business because, honestly, I've made real well in the little bit I've invested in myself. And I just think before you start investing in other people's company, either with your money or with your time or otherwise, I think you should start at home. I think you should always, and to me, it don't have to be going out spending thousands of dollars on a business. It could be as simple as going to your local bookstore and picking up a book and investing a little bit in knowledge and understanding a little bit more about health and stuff, or business. I mean, just personal investment is the best investment. And I'm not trying to be hokey here, and I'm not trying to be, Mr. Goody Two Shoes or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you score a few points in the stock market, but you're still working for the man, your health is still out of whack, and all other areas of your life is suffering, then the value that you did earn a little bit doesn't have as much, is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. You don't have to repeat yourself. It's a South Park reference.
Are you asking your dad, please, please? Hey, but tonight we're interviewing a new entrepreneur with TW3. He's been in sales for a little over 20 years, I understand. And he just came on, I think last month, because if I remember correctly, and he's already making multiple sales. Oh, Andy.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it if it was wrong, but that was him.
Yeah, and we've been featuring the new. We featured back during Thanksgiving. The gentleman down in Florida. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to Ash is his last name. His first name is escaping me.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, thank you. And I apologize. We're going to call him Lime Green just because he wants to be like Greenbacks. Yeah. So Jonathan, from now on, you're Lime Green, just so I can remember. But Lime Green came on and he made a few sales in his first week. We featured someone else that made about $4,500 in the first 10 days. Last week, we had a record week for the year. But no, actually.
Technically.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 2021 just started. But even you looking back in the last 3 or 4 months, last week, we had multiple elite packages coming in. New sales by new members coming in, new sales by older members coming in, of course. So it is, if you've ever wondered, well, when's a good time? I think the climate of the world right now and the uncertainty, our product is helping people, either people that already have a business. You're looking for ways, how can I grow my business? I can't depend on foot traffic because of who knows what the political winds are going to allow.
Sure.
Maybe you're looking in an industry right now, or you're working for someone and you're like, I just don't know what the future is going to look like here. Well, opportunity is always a great, so it's a great time. And I say that not just in a hopeful way, just from an empirical perspective, because 2020, outside of, that last quarter that got a little soft, was a windfall for us. Mm-hmm. And the first of this year, you look at the craziness that's gone on last week. Think about it. Everybody's attention.
Because of Elon Musk, right?
Because of Elon Musk, everybody's attention and emotion should have been hijacked.
Yeah.
But here it is.
We still did well.
They're riding business.
Yeah, that makes me hopeful for 2021 for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether what side of the political spectrum you fall on, I think everybody can agree last week was a pretty tough week.
They call it some sort of flash show or shenanigan show, or I can't remember the exact.
Can't remember the term, but the fact that we had a pretty good week, and I think you could disagree. I think the year's probably going to turn around.
I think it's going
a couple months from here, but.
Get away
at least morale. You can,
right.
Policy wise, who knows?
Just get away from the heat.
But the heat will die down a little bit. I think people will go a little bit more back to normal. They're releasing vaccinations, so hopefully the world's going to return a little bit more to normal with, more people
pray
healthy.
And hope. Yeah,
that's what we hope for. But all that being said, you could say last week was a something show, and a
poo-poo show, a poo-poo platter. Yeah. I think it's a Chinese dish.
Yeah, and. But we still had a good week. The business was still growing. We're still doing strong. It seemed like, a lot of our members had a good week. So that's encouraging to me.
I am more honest to Pete, and this is not me just trying to be Mr. Positivity or anything. I'm really not. I'm not trying to blow smoke up someone's skirt, as they say. I am more hopeful about 2021 than I've been about anything in a long time, just because I see, what are you doing?
I wanted to see what this was. Keep talking.
You're on camera, right?
Yeah, I'm aware. It looked interesting.
But I am more hopeful about this year than I have been about anything, because of, last year we did so much investment in the business with the CRM system, with some of the new training, with the automation and some of the stuff we were putting in place, and just to completely upgrade. And by the way, and I hope this don't go off the rails a little bit, because it can smack as political, but I have to say this in the fact that I have been saying this for 5 or 6 years at least.
Invest in Bitcoin.
No. I have been saying, you had better have your own blog and website. And forget all these faux gurus out there that saying you don't even need a website. All you have to do is have a Facebook page or a Twitter account. Incorrect, because if one thing has taught us this week is you don't own that property. And if you say something that they don't like or deem as whatever, and that's not getting in, if you feel like, I don't care what you...
Whether you agree with that decision or not.
It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, because I've got clients that work in the hunting and gamesman space, and they can't get ads ran because they sell knives and guns in their shop. And they're not even advertising that. They're putting their clothing. But because that, it's against community policy.
Sure.
And so the point of the matter is, you better have your own space. So if there's ever a time to have your own website, to have your own blog, to have your own niche of the ecosystem, the internet system out there, boy, last week is proven. And I was noticing some of the right-wing pundits that I listen to, Shapiro on his podcast today. He goes, I normally don't do this, but I need to get this up front before it's normally at the back of the show. But go over and name it Daily Wire and subscribe, because who knows how long we're going to be on social channels. And he says, who knows, you'll even be able to get this podcast through.
Which, to offer a counterpoint, because I'm sure there's multiple views on the, I listen to Rooster Teeth, which is a really liberal podcast. They're located out of Austin. And for the past 5 years, they've been saying the same thing. So it's not a left or a right thing.
It's not. It's a freedom of speech thing.
Yeah, you need to own your space.
You got to have, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to say what I want to say.
Yep.
Now, right now, this is being streamed on YouTube. Thank God we got YouTube. It's been streamed on Facebook. It's going to be shared on Twitter and all this other stuff. But there might come a time where, because I already run into, when I'm running ads and trying to promote entrepreneurialism, entrepreneurialism already in the minds of some people in today's world has a negative connotation. I don't know why. It's a philosophical difference I have with those folks. I'm just going to be honest that I think it's the greatest thing to be able to offer people. Do I think everybody should do it? I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it should be an option for people who have the personality type and have the drive and have the self-discipline and have the ambition that wants to do more in their life. They should be able to have the right. I mean, I hate to harken back, but we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they should be able to pursue what makes them happy, And so if working that 9 to 5, pushing that broom, or working for that man, or going up the corporate ladder, but having always been this political structure, you might be made for that.
Yeah.
And that might
and some people are.
And that's not
some people thrive in that environment.
I want people to be able to do that.
Yeah. But there's also people like yourself that do not do well in that environment.
I would starve. Allow me the opportunity to pursue what's best for me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And some of these platforms have taken a philosophical stance. And this predates, and I was saying this 5 years ago, so this predates any of this political climate we're in right now. And I was always saying, keep your website, keep a blog, keep content that's on your servers, on your system. We don't use some of the major players that's in the news right now. We use Amazon Web Services for one specific thing, for the CRM push. But there's another one out there that if we had to go to, we could.
You got that option.
But nothing is hosted on. We have our own independent, private stuff that we use that's not even in this country. It's off. Our servers are off. For a whole host of reasons. But I've been with them mainly for since ASAF, before ASAF, because I was wanting my own website and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, I just say, this is the same advice I've been giving forever. Have your own blog, have your own website, have your own podcast, have your own content, and not be dependent on these other channels. Now, of course, I want those channels. I want every channel I can to get my stuff pushed out there. But at the end of the day, I've got my own list, my email list. I've got my own blog. If all social media went away, I would still have that list, and I would still have other ways of getting in front of people with this technology. And that's one of the value propositions I love that we offer here at TW3. So, and like I said, this is something I've been saying for quite a while, so it's not anything new. But thank you. Was I on my soapbox?
No.
I hope I didn't come across that way. I might have. Well, I mean,
I got some stuff I could say.
I got opinions, you know.
There's a box I can stand on. There's a lot I can say.
All right, guys, when we get back, we're going to get into an interview, then we're going to get into a training, and then we're going to take your questions when we get back right after this. If you had to properly follow up with every single lead you had, how long would it take you? How effective would you be? And can you do it on their time frame that's right for them? The power of the CRM Max by TW3 is it allows you to put all of your sales process on automation. That way, when you're asleep, when you're in bed, your system is working for you. It's following up. It's responding as they respond. It's being triggered based on their activity. It's sending them the sales information they're needing. It's following up with the information after it's sent out. It's sending it in email and text format, and it even can do, in some instances, voice broadcast as well. That is the power of the CRM Max at TW3, and that is why our members, one person, can generate business that it usually takes an agency to do, because we have the tools, the training, the technology, and more importantly, the know-how on how to do it.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
All right, so we're back. Let's go ahead and get into that interview with Andrew and Terry.
So we're on the phone here with Andy Soto of AndySoto1.com. Andy has been in sales about as long as I have, and I thought I was an old entrepreneur, but he's been around, it looks like, for 20 years, been influenced by some of the same people that I have with Tom Hopkins, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, and others. And so it's always fun to talk to other TW3 members who are just knocking it out of the park. And so he was gracious enough to be on with us tonight. So Andy, welcome to the TW3 podcast.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thanks, Terry.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So how long have you been with us?
I've been with TW3 for, I'd say, about a month now, month and a half.
Okay, cool. So just enough to get in and get the system up and running and get your blog set up and all of that stuff, I see.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So it says you've been an entrepreneur and in sales for quite a while. What have you done?
Well, I was with Discount Tire. I've done a lot of tire sales for a long time, and with Discount Tire, they were huge on customer service and just really, just people talking to people. So It made it really, really easy to just step into TW3, not only with speaking over the phone, but just really speaking, very candidly with people, because being real with somebody and just authentic goes miles,
Sure. Yeah. You typically you have to sell yourself before you sell anything else, don't you?
That's exactly right. I've been telling a lot of my my clients and my fellow reps that we're really in the people business. We just happen to generate leads. We just happen to talk on the phone, and so it's more about people, just talking to people.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, the lead generation and the marketing and all the stuff is sort of the means to the end, but the end is actually bringing value to other people. And it's so exciting to see folks like yourself come on in just a short amount of time already just sort of hitting home runs left and right. So I saw your another sale come in, and I reached out to your trainer, Gary Green, and I said, hey, can I talk to this guy? I always, I want to honor trainers, I don't want to go around them or anything like that, because technically you're his client, but he said, yeah, he's a great guy, man, full of energy, and very well spoken and is the right, type of recruiter and trainer for our business, because he just shows so much value in other people. So he sort of gave me the green light, and I said, well, ask him if I can call him. It's like a little teenage fan out here, can I talk to him? But, I was just you've been in sales, you've had the experience of having to work with people, sometimes great people, and sometimes people are having a bad day and they sort of pour that on you. So you're sort of used to that as well. It's all types that you work with when you work with the public. And we've just gone through 2020, which has been sort of a crazy year. And you're with us here at TW3. You're working our call center model and helping people, find a means to improve their lives. Tell me so far, based on your sales experience of what you've done in the past and what you're doing now with TW3, what you like and some of the differences you've picked up with our system versus maybe some other systems.
Well, I love the fact that I'm my own boss. Taking the reins of my life is just a different venue. If I have something going on with the family, I can easily address it. Not having to call in to somebody and say, hey, my son's sick, and putting somebody out. I can just take care of it. It's my business. It's my business to run, and if I have to miss some time here, well, I can make it up somewhere else. But it's just exciting. It's exciting, given the opportunity, and not only having that opportunity, but offering that same opportunity to other folks. They can hear my excitement and what I've been doing. And for somebody like me, I like to be excited. I like to be passionate. I like to be driven, and my driving force is my family. And many people, if not everybody that I talk to, can relate to the fact that they're driven by really wanting to set their families apart, and set them up financially stable. And that's something that TW3 has been able to help me with. And business model wise, it's been great, just because it's just for being repetitive, in the fact that as long as you're consistent and just stay the course, keep your eye on the prize, it's going to happen for you. And that's what TW3 is. It's just keep offering folks. People want to change. People want to be driven, and people want to have opportunity shown to them. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for other people to make that leap, but everybody wants that drive. And just like what Gary gave me, he gave me that opportunity. He gave me that chance, and he's been a great coach, a great mentor, a great teacher. And I can't appreciate Gary enough for what he's done, and what I have to do, and to show Gary my appreciation, is pay it forward.
Yeah,
pay it forward for you, Terry. You've given us a great model to go off of. So that's really what you have to do, is just pay it forward.
Well, I noticed one of your mentors and people has really influenced you in your career. You've got it on your bio at andysoto1.com. If you want to connect with Andy, you can go over to andysoto1.com. It's ANDYSOTO, the number 1.com. That's who we've got on the phone tonight. And under the About Me, I noticed Zig Ziglar was one of your major influencers, which I was recruited into the business by the guy that was recruited by Zig Ziglar. And so I guess he would be my grandfather in that lineage line of the business. And he's always had, I guess, out of all of the sayings that he has developed over his illustrious career, probably the one that takeaway that everybody remembers is, you can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. And isn't it exciting to be in
That's exactly right.
Yeah, isn't it exciting to be in a business?
That is exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so exciting, Zig Ziglar oh man. I mean, listening to him is great, but you can even just have a motto on your wall in a frame, and you can just feel the passion, you were born to win.
Yeah.
But to be a winner, you must plan to win,
Yeah.
prepare to win, expect to win. I mean, come on, that's just right on.
That's
and,
life
you know,
giving.
Exactly right. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. To get what we want, if we help enough people to get what they want, then they'll help us get what we want. It's just it's so awesome. It's so awesome. I think that's why I love TW3. It's just because that's exactly, I feel, the core is we're helping people achieve their dreams so we can achieve ours. That's really what we're doing.
Yeah, and we're helping people in a means that fits them, because most business opportunities, it's sort of like when the children of Israel was sort of facing the giant, if you remember that Bible story from Sunday school or whatever, or heard someone else, and they're out there and they're trying to take down this giant, and so David shows up, and all he knows how to operate is a slingshot. And the king Saul said, well, take my armor. And he goes, that don't fit me. I don't know how I can't use that. All I know is how to use this. That's what TW3 does. Whatever you show it with, it might be just a slingshot and 5 rocks. We'll show you how to use it and put you on the field where you can take down your giant. Doesn't need, if you're in insurance, then stay in insurance, and we'll show you how to use these marketing tools to grow your insurance. If you're in health and wellness, stay in health and wellness. Whatever you're in, whatever's your passion, we're not trying to put our armor on you and say, hey, be in this business or be in this business. No, be in the business that you're called to, but be equipped to be successful in that business. That's just one of the attributes that I like how you're helping people, because you're not trying to put yourself on them and project, you need to be in this type of business, this type of business. Now, you're just giving them the tools to go out and be in the business they're supposed to be in.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, my old youth pastor used to say, it's not your ability, but your availability. And that's exactly right. Because we all have different gifts, but you just use the gifts that you're given, and you'll be successful.
That's right. Well, Andy brought out a couple things when I asked him about the distinction between TW3, and I was writing them down as he was talking. He said his family is what's motivating him, and that's his why. And, if you don't have a strong why, the first time you run into an obstacle, resistance, pushback, you'll give up and quit. So Andy, the reason he's succeeding, in my opinion, just listening to him talk, he's got a strong why. And then he says he shows up every day with, the passion to do what he's supposed to be doing. So he's consistent. So there's a consistency there, and he's people-centered. If you notice when he was talking, he's saying, it's about helping other people and getting what they need. So those are my 3 takeaways from what you gave me already. Have a strong why, be consistent, and be people-centered. And good things are just going to happen like they've happened with you already. And we love featuring new members here, because it's one thing to brag about Gary or Tom or Lori or Chris or some of the folks that's been with us a while. But then I love to shine a light on people that say, hey, I've been here a week, 2 weeks, a month, and here's what I've done so far, and already knocking it out of the park. And in the backdrop of 2020 and moving forward in 2021, there's a lot of people that have been hurt this past year in their business and stuff because of the pandemic and stuff. And there's a whole thing going on right now with the stimulus package. But Andy, how cool is it to be able to have the power within your hands and the tools within your hands to be able to write your own stimulus check whenever you want?
That's exactly right. I have a lot of family and friends that are, posting about stimulus checks, this and that. And I'm like, well, if it comes, it comes. If not, I'm sure somebody else could use it more than I could, just because of the opportunity I've been given and blessed with. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's amazing. I feel overwhelmed with what I've been given. So it's great.
Yeah. Well, definitely. I mean, I don't want to belittle anybody or anything. I mean, I know people are hurting, and any help that people can get, we definitely don't want to make light of that. But we're just celebrating the fact that we have the choice and we have the means to make a decision not to be dependent on someone else sending something in. But we have,
absolutely.
That's just very rewarding. That's what, to me, gets me up out of the morning is, hey, no matter what, because the world's gone crazy. I mean, and I don't care if you're left, right, up, or down. I don't care what your politics or anything. Everybody seems to have just lost their mind the last a few years, and I love the fact that regardless of what the political winds and the craziness blows, if I am staying close to my God and in doing what he's called me to do with the tools he's given me, we can make it through this and actually succeed in the middle of it.
Absolutely.
Well, Andy, I really appreciate you taking the time. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you're a busy man. I know you're out there making things happen, and I know you're on the West Coast, so I'm calling you at an awkward hour, so I do appreciate that. If the audience wants to connect with Andy, he's a month and a half in the business already and knocking it out of the park, writing his own stimulus checks. You can connect with him at andysoto1.com. That's ANDYSOTO 1.com.
You're listening to TerryWilson3.com. Inspiring, informative, and entertaining content for the entrepreneur and small business owner. And now, back to the TW3 studios with Terry Wilson.
So, Reagan, how cool is it to see other people just absolutely...
He has been making me feel bad. He's killing it. He is...
Yeah, you've been here longer and he's making more.
I know. I've been here 5 years.
Do you need to call and get some coaching from me?
I do, actually. With no facetiousness in my voice, absolutely. I could probably learn a thing or two. No, he's killing it, though.
Well, I give him a shout out, and I give Greenbacks a shout out. He's another client of Greenbacks, and Gary's doing a great job. And it's like I said in the interview and what I've said in other times, it's one thing to make a lot of money, but it's another thing to help people make a lot of money. And that's what's so cool about this business is you get paid well to coach people and put them in the business that's right for them and all that. So that's real cool. Well, guys, now we're going to get into, I want to break down what Andrew's doing in his business to be able to write his own stimulus check right in the middle of pandemonium and politics and all this nonsense.
And poo-poo platter.
And poo-poo platters. And the poo-poo show that was, I think it was one of your clients I saw in the Capitol the other day behind the lectern. He had a...
I guarantee I probably spoke to 3 of those people. I'm not even lying. They didn't join, by the way. I wouldn't let.
Did you talk him out of it?
I said something. They're not my clients.
They're not my clients.
I probably had a conversation with some of those people.
We're having fun, guys. We're digging a hole. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. All right, let's get into this training before we say something here that we'll both regret. We just heard from a wonderful entrepreneur here at TW3 that has just joined as a rep using the TW3 system to take their money, business, and life to all new levels. And I know right now, especially with the state of the economy and especially with the state of society, anxiety is high. People's guard is up, and that is totally legitimate and called for, to be honest with you. So I want to just give you a breakdown of why this gentleman's succeeding and why so many other TW3 entrepreneurs are succeeding, no matter what industry they're in. They could be in the car business, the insurance business, the real estate business, the direct sales business, the coaching business. It really doesn't matter. There's some key components that we have developed over 13 years now at TW3 that just simply work, okay? We're not pitching some sort of, we hope this works, we think this works, here's a strategy or an idea. Because like I said, right now the opportunity space is getting flooded because a lot of folks that are in that space recognizes that there are people looking for legitimate ways to make money. And that's great, but it's also... if you will, and pardon the term, hunting season for opportunity seekers. So you have to be guarded and you have to understand, what's legit and what's not. And let me give you some metrics to go by so that you can use to measure, hey, is this right for me? Number one, The reason why these folks are succeeding, the reason they're able to write their own stimulus check at will is because of three major assets in their business. And I want to go through that real quickly. Number one, they have a product that they're passionate about, okay? Listen, it does you no good to get involved with some sort of business opportunity or means to make a living if it's not something that you're passionate about, if you don't enjoy it, if it doesn't bring you life. And the reason I say that is you can be dispassionate about a job. You can go into a 9-to-5 place and just earn a check because at the end of the day, it's just about that paycheck. But when you're talking about working for yourself, being your own boss, that is a whole new dichotomy. That's a whole new dynamic. That is a whole new way of thinking and living a professional life. And so for the first time, if you've never done that before, you're bringing on a lot of headwind that you're not used to. You're bringing on discouragement that seeps in when the day doesn't go right and you haven't brought in money. You're bringing on disillusionment when you thought something would work out, you tried it, you invested in it, and then it didn't work. There's all kinds of things that are pushing back on someone that's working for themselves. So what pushes them through that discouragement? What gives people the emotional, financial, and, motivational wherewithal to just push through resistance? It's when they're doing something they love, okay? And the reason why our mantra at TW3 is discover, develop, and monetize is because the first thing we want to do is try to understand what is it that makes you tick? What do you like? Me personally, I love teaching, I love training, I love coaching, I love podcasting. So my whole business is built around communication and speaking and teaching, okay? But yours might not. It just depends on you. I'm in a space, I love entrepreneurialism, but maybe it's like, Terry, that's great, but what I want to do is just be able to, blog and write. We can show you a way of making money like that. So the first asset that all of our reps have is we're matching them up with a business that they're passionate about. Tom from Chi-Town comes from the car business. He comes from the finance business. Miller Time down in Florida comes from the finance business. Greenbacks comes from the franchising space and recruiting people into owning their own franchises. Linda the Legend comes from insurance and financial products like I do. Miss Spelling Bee, Lori Brown, comes from San Antonio, and she comes from the corporate training. She loves coaching and training and helping people. Okay, Coach Bobby C, down there in Georgia, he's a coach, comes from the sporting world, loves working with people and getting them motivated and pushing through and pushing up to their greatest realization. So we're matching them up and trying to align a business with them rather than getting them to align with a business. So the first thing that our opportunity has is just the ability to have a product match you rather than you match the product. And one more thing I'd like to say about our product line and stuff is we also match you up with a way to make a lot of money. At the end of the day, you got to get paid, okay? And so many times these business opportunities, you have to sell $1,000 worth of something to make $100. Well, that's very hard to do in today's world. Our lowest package, which is $1,000, you're going to make $750. So it's very lucrative, our products are. So, you've got a product that wraps around you and makes it work for you because we can put you in the car business. We can put you in the insurance business, real estate business, health and wellness business, coaching and mindset business, ministry, whatever it is that you are just, this is what gets me up in the morning. Okay, we're going to put a business with that so it works for you. So that's number one, our product works, okay, and it's very profitable. The second thing is, and this is key, what sets us apart from all the other opportunities and all the pie in the sky out there that you're hearing from so many people is our process. What I mean by that is we have a means, a way to show you with some certain tools and technology through our training of how you never have to cold call. People will literally be waiting on you to call them back. They're engaged. In other words, when you get off your day gig, when you get off your 9 to 5 or if you're starting full-time, you can do this full-time or part-time, by the way, what we show you and how you can ease into entrepreneurialism or start cold turkey, wherever you're at in life. But we can show you most of our clients, they're starting this as a side hustle until they can move into a full-time gig. Well, we show you how to use these tools to where it's generating leads so that when you get home from work, you got a calendar or you got an inbox or you got an email or you got a voicemail list full of clients saying, hey, this is so-and-so, call me, or here's my information in an email. Here's all you need to know. I want more information. I want to talk to someone. In other words, you never have to cold call. Most of these home-based businesses and stuff, it's calling on your warm market, as I like to have coined the phrase, call your friends, family, and foes. You know what I'm saying? You never have to pester anyone you know. You're not going to be on social media, aggravating people. Of course, I think I'd rather aggravate people with an entrepreneurial opportunity than nag them to death with my politics and my religion, but that's just me. But anyway, you can do that, right? And so we've got a product that's profitable, that wraps around you rather than you wrapping around the product. We have a process that's going to get you in front of as many people as you want to speak with. And then all of that, we've got a promise. Now hear me on this. We have a promise. We call it our 90-day money-made guarantee. And what that means is if you use our tools, our way, for a minimum of 90 days, we're going to guarantee you minimum results. And if you don't meet those minimum results, we're going to suspend all of the cost of doing business for you and get involved with you until we can get you up to that result. That's our 90-day money-made guarantee. You can go to terrywilson3.com/90 and read more about it. But we've got a product that's very profitable. We have a process that's going to get you in front of us. You never have to cold call. You never have to pester people. You never have to do anything. And we have a promise that if it's done right, you're going to be successful. That is how, right during the middle of all of this politics, pandemics, and pandemonium, we have brand new clients like I just interviewed tonight making money. And it's not a matter of skill set. It's not a matter of experience. It's a matter of mindset. If you will come with your heart full and your mind empty, let us show you how to do it with full of passion. I promise you, you will be our next success story here at terrywilson3.com.
Can't guarantee you success, but he sure can help you eliminate the excuses made so far for not achieving them. Now back to the TW3 studio with Terry Wilson.
All right,
so we're back.
What are you doing?
I told you I was going to cut you off. I thought it'd be funny. It was funny. I was right. So we're back. We're taking questions now.
Are we taking questions? Are people still around to be able to even answer these questions?
Probably not.
I would have tuned out years ago.
You teed me up knowing I would say something that I shouldn't have. You went, watch this. He's going to say something that he
Watch
regret.
this. I'll poke him and then he'll say something.
Oh, ha, ha. He has no self-control. That's so funny. All right. Number one. How long has some of your oldest clients been with you?
Oh,
23 years.
Yeah, 23 years, as a matter of fact. Let's see here. Gary's been with us 8, 9.
Ron's been with us a while, too.
Ron's been with us 7.
Mark's been a while.
Mark's been.
Lori.
Larry.
Mm-hmm.
But the oldest would probably be, and she's on again, off again, doing her own thing. But Tracy, I would go back maybe 9 years.
Yeah. So it's probably like a tie between Tracy and Gary.
Yeah. 8, 9 years.
Because they were when you started, like, before this was really a full program. Yeah.
Yeah, because before that, it was just all insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing it for 13 years this July.
Yeah.
And our clients that have been, I'd say 8, 9 years.
Gotcha.
Which to me just goes into showing you, I mean, it's a legitimate thing. I mean, if it was, the biggest criticism we had when we first started this thing was this was a fly-by-night internet thing, and people lump all internet businesses in with each other.
Yeah. Which it is foggy waters. I mean, like,
well, yeah,
I'll give some people the benefit of the doubt. It is difficult to discern what's legit and what's not, because I would say there's a lot of things that aren't quite legit and won't be around. And then that makes it harder to find the things that are legitimate and you can actually make money from.
No, I agree with that. And that's why I went into this training tonight about the 3 metrics that I would encourage people to look at to discern and to judge what's legit and what's not. And the thing that I would say, and it's what we talked about with Grandma Joyce last week, that's maybe delineates our business versus, say, that business she invested over $10,000 in back in 1992, was our business model is not contingent upon nor dependent upon one specific type of technology.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we put all our eggs in one basket and say, hey, this business is about, and the way we generate our leads for our business is the voice broadcast dialer. Well, as soon as the FCC makes, which they have over the last decade, or our business model is, my product is, we show you how to do social media marketing and how your ads are going to be on top of everybody else. Well, that's got a very short life, and that has nothing to do with politics. It's just their algorithms and everything change from week by week. I've got friends that are in social media marketing, and that's their big thrust is how, and they're constantly having to go back and redo training and repurpose stuff. And it's just like, you know, I think what we've built our business upon that's given it a longer shelf life is business principles and strategies, and then we replace the tools we use rather than saying it's about the tool. Yeah. And then we're going to try to wrap a strategy around the tool.
The way I've always described it with most people is, at its core, it's a lead generation tool. Yeah. There are other lead generation tools out there. We all know that. However, what that's probably not going to come with is the suite of things we offer with it, and also kind of like a business solution. Like, let's say you don't have a business, but you have a lead generation tool. That's not going to do you much good with most products.
What are you going to sell? You got all these people, nothing to talk to them about.
There's ways we worked it that I think it's more effective, and it'll last longer than everything else.
Well, yeah, it's a 3-legged stool, because, you know, you can, and your fiance and friends of ours and neighbors have gotten involved with quote unquote business opportunities. Yep. But the reason they have a very limited capacity to go far is because who are you going to sell to? Yep. Who are you going to talk to? Mm-hmm. You might love this little widget. Man, I love talking about this widget, and I can talk about this widget all day long because it's in health, wealth, whatever space, and I just love
X what I'm interested in.
Yeah, and I just believe this is the greatest thing that's ever been invented for this problem I'm trying to solve, and I'm into health, I'm into working out, and this thing is going to make. But the problem, well, who do you talk to? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then if you can solve that, well, I'll go pester people on Facebook. I'll get out my yearbook annual from high school or college and just go down the line and book
we've all seen that.
Or I'll get my church directory out and which is typically the way, you know. And, well, even if you're very effective of having those conversations, which it makes a lot of us, our skins crawl thinking about that, you know, and some people don't. I'm not criticizing, because different personality types, but eventually you run out of your warm market. So you got the product and you've exhausted your ability. So you got to have that lead generation tool. And then let's say if you got a product, you got a lead generation tool, then what's the business model around it that's sustainable? So it's that 3-legged stool that I think we've done a good job. Yeah. What are you laughing at?
I don't know if I'll say it. Screw it.
We'll do it live.
I've only been in like 2 confrontations that became physical in my life.
Yeah.
Both were involved in basketball.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that were involved in one of those confrontations, I haven't heard from him in years. Just played basketball with him a few times, and one of the times ended up in a fight. He messaged me the other day and had this like 10-page, it felt like 10 pages. It was probably only like 300 words, but it was a lot on Facebook Messenger. And it was about how he met this guy out of Charlotte and he's starting a business opportunity. He's looking for people to recruit. And I'm like, did you really look at anybody you sent this to? Because the only interaction I've had with you is when I was punching you in the face. And I'm like, I just thought that was kind of funny.
Are you saying it smacked of being insincere?
It reeked of...
Are you saying he cut, copy, and pasted that?
I'm thinking he didn't actually want me a part of his business opportunity. He didn't have me in mind when he was like, this guy out of Charlotte starting something. I'm thinking of Reagan Wilson.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I get it.
Number 2, have you helped people start an online business full time? Nope.
No.
All right, good question. No, of course. Like, of course we have.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people that do this full time. We got a lot of people that do this part time. You can do it either way. Here's what I recommend: if you've got a gig that you can survive and you're just not miserable there right now, and it's putting food on the table, work with our coaches that shows you how to generate leads during the day while you're at work or at night while you're at work. And then take a couple hours when you get off to work those leads, and then work yourself into a full-time gig. I'm not advocating anyone jump off the cliff.
There's smart ways to do it. Work it part-time like you were saying. And then I would say most people that find that they're successful end up doing this full-time, because why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, because if you can make one sale, you can make two.
Yeah. I think that's honestly,
it's rinse, wash, and repeat.
Isn't that what Gary did too? Like, he was working real estate on the side, and then he started selling. He was like, why would I do anything else?
He was doing something, and then he just went full-time because he was making Because here's the deal. Once you learn that you can make, because I've always told people about this business, it's very addictive in this one fact. You get to work in any industry space that you want. So you're not tied to one particular space. You get to work with the type of people you want.
Yeah.
You make a ton of money. Once you make that money and you figure out, this component here and this component, and that's how it works. And there's something that just clicks.
Yeah.
You're going to do it full time, because why would you work 40 and 60 hours a week when you can work a few hours a week
and make significantly more?
Yeah.
Unless you're a masochist and you just
unless you just love abuse.
Some people like that. Number 3, what has some of your top earners you've coached made?
Well, let's talk about Chris Miller time. Because I like using him, because how many TW3 packages has he sold? Do you work with?
Zero.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
He's using our tools for lead generation product. He's on tw3radio.com as one of our personalities. He's going to be joining us in the podcast starting in February, him and 5 others. And he made $250,000 the first year he came to our conference after coming. Made $500,000 last year and is set to double that this year.
Good for him.
So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. What are some future technology you're looking at for members? That's a good question.
We've got an app coming out. Was supposed to be last week, and I got a notice from Apple today that our privacy policy has to be placed in a certain area, and that's the only thing they're holding us up. But we've got tw3radio.com is about to have its own app.
That's cool.
Which means all the members who want a radio program will also have an app as well now with their radio program on it, which is really, really cool. And it's not a new technology. Like our CRM last year was it was a heavy lift because it was this big technology piece that we put in our system, and it was a lot of learning that people had to. This is there's no new learning or anything here. If you're doing a radio program, you just continue to do it. Upload it like I have always have, and it's going to show up in an app as well.
That's cool. That was our final question.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And just to follow up, Greenbacks, he sells TW3, and because I didn't want people to think that, the only way you can make money is
probably makes like what, 30 a year?
$20,000 a year, I think.
At the most.
Guys making $10,000 a week.
Yeah, you probably made that this week.
So, and then more than that, that's just what he's doing with selling TW3, and then he's using this for his RMP stuff and all this other stuff. And we got tons of other people. So we've got high income. Those are the people that have allowed me and given me permission to put a spotlight on them. Some people don't. There's some people out there that you would think has their own system, their own platform, they're their own thing, and actually it's just they're rebranding TW3 as their own, which we allow you to do as well. If you want to be the man, you want to be the guru, you want to be the guy, that's part of what you can do here, because we provide the back office, all the technology, all the suites, even come on with all my training back there if you just want to. And that's what some of them do, say, I've got a guy that does my training, he'll be in the back, and I'll be the guy, I can play whatever part I need to. So real quick announcement, elite packages are going up by $500 by the end of this month. So if you've considered upgrading to being an elite member or purchasing the elite package, you can save $500 right now by joining at the elite level. If you want more information on that and you're not working with a trainer, go to terrywilson3.com/contact or terrywilson3.com/start, either way. And we will get a representative in front of you so that they can talk to you and make sure it's a fit for you, and even show you how you can get started with no money out of pocket, get started and get the system, learn the system, start using it, and then pay for it as you're making money with it, which is pretty cool. So Reagan, I lost another 5 pounds.
That's pretty good. You're moving.
I'm moving.
You're moving. You look smaller.
Do I?
Mm-hmm. I'm not just saying that.
You're just saying that. You're angling.
Right, fair enough. You're still fat.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm messing. You
that's my son right there.
I'm messing with you because you wouldn't take the compliment. You look good though. You definitely look smaller.
Well, I'm working. But here's the other thing. I'm enjoying it.
That's the biggest key. The fact that you've kind of gotten hooked onto it. That's what will lead most people to success. If you don't enjoy it and you hate it every time you go, chances are it's not going to last for you. That's why I always encourage anybody that's like trying to get into working out. And I'm not a great workout coach. I'm just somebody that has also lost weight at one point. So I kind of understand.
Well, you're fit now and in shape.
I'm okay, but I know what it was like to go from, 200 to 150 and what I had to do to find that. And for me, it was running, like finding something I enjoyed. I know for a lot of people, they're like, what the hell? Like, no, running. But for me, that was what it was. So.
Well, when I started at 290, I was bumping right at 290. I think it was 287, 288, but 290. And I'm down to 255.
That's really good. And that's a short time period too.
And I don't feel like I'm losing it too fast because I'm eating.
Yeah. You're being consistent. You're finding ways to work your workout with your lifestyle, which is good.
Yeah. Well, it's just like today. I said, hey, can we bump? And you said, why? What's the matter? And I was like, I got a late start and I'm at the gym and I just left.
Yeah. No, I understand completely. But no, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying it. Now, my thing is, I want to get you in some weightlifting and see if you enjoy it.
Well, I started my weightlifting today.
Did you?
I did. That's why I was going a little long because I've been doing.
Let me know. I would have gone with you.
I'm doing a minimum of an hour with cardio, and that could be an elliptical, it could be a treadmill, and then today I did 20 minutes, just 20 minutes, and I did all upper body today. Tomorrow I'll do legs, and I'm only going to do that about 3 to 4 times a week.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's good to incorporate that though.
But my cardio is 6 days a week.
I think what's going to start happening is you're going to get competitive with it though.
But you know my personality. Yeah, so
start getting
that'll happen.
Because I know how it works with me. I've got one friend that's incredibly good shape. He does CrossFit, so he's injury prone, but incredibly good shape. And but he's also way skinnier than me, and he squats more than me, and it just bothers me. So every time I'm in the gym, which
that's funny.
Jacob, screw you. He's like, yeah, I squatted 315. I'm like, I was struggling with 265 and I weigh like 20 pounds more than you. That's fine.
Oh, my word.
Totally
That's great. That's great. Well, guys, I'll leave you with this. I've said it for many, many years, and I posted a little blurb about my book because someone said, hey, you never mention your book anymore. So I put it up on Facebook yesterday and sold 4 copies. Nice. That's pretty funny. I was like, maybe I should advertise more.
I should remind people I have a book.
Maybe I should do what I teach, which is do some marketing occasionally. But I truly believe this. Earners are learners and leaders are readers. The only way to go to the next level is
grow to the next level.
That's right. And the way you do that is through training, teaching, learning, educating yourself, getting around people that have gone where you want to go. That's why I'm reading and listening to this audiobook right here. It's called Younger Next Year. This book right here, through the coaching of Cliff Ravenscraft, has really changed my heart, mind, and attitude toward working out, and got me in a position to where I like to work out. And he didn't practice any voodoo on me. He didn't have me tie, rabbit foot
know of.
That I know of. Maybe he did. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, if anybody has any, never mind. Never mind.
By the way, if anyone knows a good...
I had a good radio show idea.
Yeah, Reagan was ranting all night last night.
We found that I can do that. Over the last few years, we figured out that there's something I'm really good at, and it's ranting angrily in a funny manner. So if we wanted
Bill Burr light over there.
If we wanted a podcast that was explicit or something, I could maybe do that for us.
It's the wrong vibe for a business show.
Yeah, we could put it on another channel.
Well, you need to start your own radio program.
It's just humor.
Yeah, I enjoy it as well. Well, guys, thank you guys so much. Remember, if you want to become an elite member for such a time as this, because it's going up to $34.97, and so that they know that I'm just not making this up, we didn't go up on our elite package to last
time we did a price increase, the elite wasn't included.
We left it alone, but just hosting has gone up, the plug-in licensing has gone up, coaching. We want to give our coaches a raise.
Yeah.
That are selling those top packages. All of that drives the cost up, so it's going up to $34.97. So that's the reason why we're doing that. It's a $500 increase, but like I said, it is worth every penny. If you look at some of our top earners, they're all elite packages, elite members. You get to come to the mastermind groups on Wednesday nights and be a part of that and hear how other people are just crushing it. And you're going to walk away with at those mastermind meetings with inspiration. Hey, I can do this. So-and-so's doing it. You're going to walk away with information, and this is how they're doing it. I'm hearing them straight from their mouth, not being interpreted by Terry. And you're going to see illustrations. Okay, they're using this component, this component, this component. So everything you need to be successful is going to be revealed in those mastermind meetings. So that's why, outside of just having all the new software plugins and things of that nature, just the connectivity with the membership is worth its weight in gold. So if you want to upgrade, do it now while you can save that money. Until next time, this is Terry with TerryWilson3.com.
Thank you for listening to TerryWilson3.com today. If you've decided you are worth more, then go to TerryWilson3.com now and get a free digital sample copy of the book. You are worth more. Listen, no one's going to give you what you're worth but you. So stop putting off and get started earning, enjoying, and experiencing what you are worth today. Go to TerryWilson3.com now to start your journey today. That's TerryWilson3.com.